He's jiggling, chat. He jiggles. Do you know who this guy is? He is the creator of Lawbreakers. Have you heard about that game? Probably you did. From what I can remember, it was an Overwatch clone, wasn't it? Ah, now the jiggling turns into salt. Oh, out of all the flavors, he chose to be salty. And it's not even a very intelligent post, by the way. So, he's comparing the Call of Duty games, which a lot of people say that they're very repetitive and the same, to the FromSoftware games. Very interesting. So, let's assume that this is the case. Let's assume that it's an apt comparison, which I don't think it is. But when's the last time you saw a Call of Duty game pulling the numbers and the hype that Elden Ring pulled? I mean, dude, Elden Ring comes out, everyone drops whatever they were playing. I mean, the creators of, what was that, Horizon Forbidden West, they were salty as well on Twitter. Why? Because no one was playing their game anymore. Everyone is playing Elden Ring. Like, it is so difficult to find a streamer right now that doesn't play Elden Ring. So in other words, if it's a formula that works and it creates this amount of hype, yeah, don't fucking change it. But you know what? Call of Duty used to be like that. I mean, it used to actually get people to play as much as they're playing Elden Ring right now, and it created a lot of hype. But clearly that's not the case anymore. So if it's not the case anymore, you have to change it. When these games are going to become like Call of Duty, where you're going to get like Elden Ring 3, and people are going to roll their eyes and they're going to be like, oh, not another cash grab, then yeah, people will say, hey, you need to change this. But you're not there yet. Like, why would you change something that's working? So, secondly, I wouldn't even say that all these games are similar. I mean, sure, they kind of look the same. They have the game mechanics similar in the way that if you die, you lose your XP and you can get it back. But if you die the second time, the XP is lost forever. So they have that in common, and you know, a couple of other game mechanics like the bonfires and whatnot. But other than that, the games play incredibly different. So, for example, Bloodborne is a lot more action-oriented game. It encourages you to be aggressive. It doesn't allow you to have a shield. And then you look at Sekiro. I mean, it's not here, but I'm pretty sure like they would also put it in the same pot, right? Which is a stealth-oriented action game. Elden Ring, it's got an open world. Like, how is Elden Ring similar to all the others? I mean, it's got an open world, you know? It's a massive addition to the game. It's got a horse. Again, like, massive addition that word there. Like, I would consider them the same. Meanwhile, like, with Call of Duty, yeah, even the maps are recycled. The weapons are recycled. They recycle a lot of shit. So to me, yeah, like Call of Duty does feel like the same game. Now, I'm pretty sure if you get a professional player and you ask him, like, he's going to tell you the differences. But, like, it's kind of like wine at this point. Like, telling the difference between an expensive wine and a wine that's a lot more expensive. Like, you need to go to a training school so you can understand the various palate and the taste of wine so you can make the difference. Meanwhile, Dark Souls is like a steak. Like, making the difference between an expensive steak and a poor steak. Like, you don't have to go to a school in order to realize that, yeah, okay, like, Black Angus tastes better than this cheap steak that you brought from the supermarket. So I would say that that's the difference. And every gamer would know this and know, like, they're not the same. Just because, like, you're usually in a world where everything went to shit and probably the kingdoms have long perished and you're there to scavenge the ashes and you die a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's what creates the franchise, I guess. But it's so different. So different. Like, Bloodborne compared to Demon Souls, completely different games. In fact, like, I know people who like some of them and don't like others. Like, I know people who like Sekiro, but can't stand Dark Souls. And I know people who like Bloodborne a lot, but they don't like Demon Souls. Because the pacing is different. It's like with Demon Souls and Dark Souls, you have a shield. It's a lot more methodical. You're not incentivized to take a lot of risks. Meanwhile, with Bloodborne, you're incentivized to constantly take risks. Because if you get hit, and then you manage to hit the monster that just hit you, you get your health back. So there's like those differences that I don't find in Call of Duty. Now, like if I were to play a Call of Duty and in one game you are a sniper and you are incentivized to have like long ranged engagements and you had to use stealth, and in another Call of Duty you were incentivized to be like an assault trooper and go in guns blazing, then yeah, I would say that they're different games. The biggest difference in Call of Duty, I guess, is when they made the World War II Call of Duty, where you didn't have regenerative health as the single player, and you would rely on your squad for health packs, and most of your weapons weren't fully automatic, and you had to rely more on bolt action weapons. I like that. And I would say, yeah, that is different than the Modern Warfare games. With Call of Duty Cold War, I wouldn't say that there's that much of a difference from a gameplay aspect. I mean, sure, some of the rifles are different, but like it's still the same thing. Like if you're good at one, you're probably good at the other. That's another thing, right? Like this is how you can also point out. If you're good at Call of Duty, like you're a professional player, you're probably good at all of them. To a certain degree, like it's not that different. But like, if you're really good at Dark Souls, that doesn't mean that you're going to be just as good as Sekiro. Or if you're really good at Bloodborne, that doesn't mean you're going to be very good at Elden Ring. I mean, granted, the difference of skill is not going to be that high, but like I know people who were very, very good at Dark Souls and were struggling with Sekiro. While I didn't really have that much of a problem because when Sekiro came out, you could have jumped and you didn't have that mechanic in Dark Souls. So it confused a lot of people and it seemed a little bit counterintuitive and it threw a lot of people off balance. So that's why a lot of people say, oh my god, Sekiro is the hardest game. But like, if you get into the series and you start playing Sekiro first, it doesn't seem like a hard game. In fact, I were to say that Sekiro is the easiest. Simply because you can just run away using the grappling hook, you get an extra life, so if things are going bad, you can just drop whatever it is you're doing and run back to the bonfire. So in my opinion, like, Sekiro is the easiest. Elden Ring is also very easy, because you can just farm and you can out-level a lot of the bosses, and if you sink a lot of stats into the health pool, so you put a lot of HP, all of a sudden the game becomes really, really easy compared to Dark Souls and other more previous titles. I mean, Bloodborne is also very hard, but anyway, right. So it's very different, and I do think that this is whining from a developer which is like, they want this. Like, this is what they want. They want this. They want to have low creativity, just rip off other game titles, have a product. Because, like, the thing is, like, why do they do the Call of Duty the way they're doing? It's because it's cheap. They can just reuse the assets. They can just reuse the maps. They can even reuse some of the weapons. Like, as long as they change the weapon design, but the mechanics and the physics of the weapon functions the same, they save money. So what they want to do is, like, they want to shit out these Call of Duties once a year with 3 or 4 DLCs attached so that you spend as much money as possible, and they don't try to improve the product because that would cost money, right? So they just want to make money while investing as little as possible. Meanwhile, you can see that these games are putting a lot of soul, a lot of effort. They're thinking about how to improve, how to make the game better. And that's why they're so popular. That's why they have such a strong fan base. But anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.